Hello, everybody. I just wanted to address everybody real quick at the start of these readings to thank you all for your subscriptions and comments and all of the views that you guys have sent my way. I really appreciate your guys' intention and enthusiasm to all that we do here on this little channel. Very much so. And once again, as we get into your mid-June general readings, please remember that these readings are for entertainment purposes only. I hope you enjoy them. Here we go.
All right, Libra, it is your turn for mid-June general reading. Thanks for joining me at this moment in space and time. It's always a pleasure to read for you, Libra. I hope you guys are all doing well in that place of abundance, joy, bliss, comfort, and all of those wonderful things that we look forward to each and every day. I hope you're finding them. I hope you're digging it up, and I hope you're getting after it. So, Libra, what's new? I'll tell you what's new with me. If you check the description box down below, you'll see a couple new ways that you can get in touch with me. As a little YouTube channel is growing, thanks to your guys' support, I'm doing my best to adapt and grow with it just so that we can keep up. And I want to try and be here for you twice a month like clockwork to deliver these messages. So what are the messages for Libra Tarot? These are messages for Libra. What does Libra need to know for this mid-June 2017? Libra, mid-June 2017. Okay. So yes, indeed. Time's going by fast. Summer solstice is on its way. I got a feeling for you right here. So let's go through and see. I ask that you set your intention. Subscribers know we do a 7-card spread layout to look at the 7 major areas of life. And these are representative of the chakras or the energy centers in your body. Card at the bottom of the deck is your overall intention. Please set your intention for this reading now. Thank you for your attention. Wow, Libra, you guys have got the 6 of Wands. So this is traditionally the card of victory. The 6 of Wands is somebody that's come through some sort of significant adversity or struggle and they've come out on top. This is a good energy to see in your overall energy. It just means that there isn't going to be too much coming along that's going to be getting you down. If you're not feeling somewhat advantageous or victorious at present time, this card is a reminder here to take steps to make sure that the things that, could be beating you down or could be getting the best of you are not at present time. This may mean avoidance of situations, and this also means rising above. In the traditional decks, the 6 of Wands, this horse and rider is generally above a crowd of other people, which just means that, sometimes for a better vantage point, we have to bring ourselves above, petty differences or, common conditioned thought that, everybody gets so caught up sometimes in the drama. And like Libra, the feeling with this card is that you're just kind of staying above it. As well, 6 of Wands can often speak to balance of our passions, making sure that we're not, one way or the other, too far gone one way or the other. Overcommitment, things of that nature, what 6 of Wands could indicate. But generally, a good card in this position, it just means that whatever your question is, whatever you're here to understand, it looks like overwhelmingly you're going to have the knowledge to put yourself in a place where you'll be victorious over whatever might be holding you at disadvantage at present time. Okay. My magpies are just chirping out the window. I might have to close that, but we'll see how it's going. All right. In root chakra, you guys have 9 of Cups reversed. So something you guys are being patient as you guys are waiting on something. You guys have kind of like put your attentions and your intentions out there. You may have even gone so far as to like send invitations out or send an invitation to somebody is the feeling I get. You're waiting to hear back in terms of a response of some certain proposal that may have went out there for you now as well. Some of you may be also feeling in the day-to-day life that your current path is just not feeling sufficient enough to bring you all of your wishes and your dreams and your desires. It's almost like some of you may be questioning, like, is it all worth it? Is the energy that's going in worth what reward is currently going out? Maybe you work hard, maybe you even get paid okay, but at the end of the day, whatever it is that you're striving for, it maybe just seems like, well, it's not enough, or resources have a tendency to have gone out before we can like save up, so to speak. The 9 of Cups as well can be an indication that somebody is not being open with you. Somebody is not like kind of going along with the way you had hoped they would. In terms of like this being a wish fulfillment card, sometimes this could be like, I'm going to say it straight up, this could be the card of like being stood up. You might have like went somewhere to meet somebody and then you like are stood up. Or if you're making plans to meet with somebody, just be 100% certain that they're going to be there on their end. Like they're not just going to cancel out on you last minute or something like that, right? With Nine of Cups reverse as well, I can just say that somebody might be as well when things are not going their way. They might just be using a little bit of escapism, albeit through wine or something like that. Drinking a little bit too heavily could also come into play when we see this card reverse. So Libra, let's make sure that, from a position of health, which is where we always want this root chakra to be. This is almost like this position, I get the most energies surrounding health and day-to-day things. So with this, I just want to make sure that if you guys are kind of like getting into the rhythm or the habit of coming home, having a few beers or a couple glasses of wine, like every evening, it may be time to sort of shake up those certain regiments or things of that nature, right? You may also be relying too heavily on even these tarot readings or even certain like habits of like watching too much TV as an escapism, right? Something that's just kind of like putting you into fantasy land so that you're not, wanting to accept something in the reality that just hasn't come your way so far or thus far, okay? When we put it back to this Six of Wands and the Victorious, it's like it's hard to see this connection here, right? There's not really much that connects these cards other than the fact is that you may need to go and do some like planning for yourself. You may need to do some goal setting. You may need to write some daily reminders, things of that nature, or voice them out if you are in a relationship, in a partnership. Voice these goals that you have out because somebody may be enabling you or you may be enabling somebody else just to be in a place of sort of complacency and comfort and escapism at present time. Not that that's always such a bad thing, Libra, but at the same time, it's like if you're wanting to feel vindicated, if you're wanting to move forward, if you're wanting to get towards the end goal, Nine of Cups and root chakra is showing we gotta kind of quit dreaming about it, and it's like kind of a call to action, okay? You guys have gotten the Seven of Wands here now. So I was asking for the connection, and this card is perfect, right? So it's almost like this defensive stance in order to get what you need. Some of you may be feeling like maybe the best answer is not to put yourself out there, at all anymore. Some of you may just be saying like, somebody may have stood you up a few times already or once, and now they're asking for a second chance, and you're just being closed off to this person. Or vice versa, right? You might have stood this person up and had been hoping for a second chance, and they might have been a little bit unwilling, and now this is Nine of Cups is left saying, well, you may have missed your chance, so to speak. Okay, so these lower pip cards here, just saying like a little bit more action, a little more direct assertiveness could be shown towards your situations to get you where you need to be or where you want to be. Let's move on. Up into Sacred, we've got Five of Pentacles up now. All right. And this is simple. This is like some of you may be just feeling here that there is not enough money, and we already touched on this, to go towards particular goals. This for Libra, some of you could just be living paycheck to paycheck and have been doing so for like many, many years or many, many months. And it's like it's kind of wearing on you now, and you're like almost like, where's my big break? Where is like all of the beautiful promises in life that were supposed to come my way, and I put in all this hard work, and I've tried this way, I've tried that way, I've tried, everything that I know how to do, but it's still just not generating, it's not putting me in the place where I want to be. It's almost like, this is like economic outs. It's almost like some of you may just be feeling like, what is the point of it all? Why do we have to kind of be slaves to the time clock here on this 9 to 5 type situation when at the end of the day, the government takes half of it, and then you have, food and inflation prices are skyrocketing out of this world. And you may just be questioning, well, this isn't much of an existence. Like where can I really blossom? How can I get out of this Five of Pentacles energy of feeling like it's never enough, or, I'm barely scraping by sort of situation. Now, this card is showing up in your creative centers. So this could be a key for a lot of Libras in saying, all right, the starving artist syndrome. Maybe some of you have been working in the arts a little bit and you may not have been accepting of a 9-to-5 position where universe is asking you, maybe you got to do a little bit of both. Maybe you're going to kind of have to, take a regular day job while keeping up with your artistic endeavors. Or maybe you've been so into the 9-to-5, maybe you have like this hardcore analytical career where people are depending on you to like crunch numbers and like, or, figure things out, figure problems out, or get things done and allotted, where it's like your creative center is hollering out like, you want the best for your children, but you want the best for yourself too. You want like to be able to create, to be able to do something and put it out there, whether it's on canvas or recorded or whatever it may be, even the stage, right? To do something with your time, with your energy that is going to be profitable, and not just in a monetary sense, but profitable in that it brings you that certain wealth, that certain je ne sais quoi of like how can I explain this? Like, it's the richness you feel aside from your dollar values, right? Your wealth you feel in the etheric, right? How wealthy you feel as a person is goes beyond that, right? Fulfilled, rewarded, right? That, even if it were to all come crashing down tomorrow, I've lived a very full life, or you have lived a very full life, right, Libra? In knowing that you have sort of left a legacy, or you've created something that was built to last, or that could stand the test of time, okay? 5 Pentacles. Tough one to see in here. Some tricky cards here, Libra, so far. I just wondering what's going on here. We've got some lower pips that have kind of got me feeling that you guys might be a little bit down the dumps, right? And it's continuing up into solar plexus, up into our center for our willpower and our gut instinct, our intuition. We've got 4 Pentacles reversed. So definitely some Libras checking out this reading, definitely being like, where are the dollar bills? Where's the next payoff coming from? And am I going to be okay through these times? Some of you might have just been laid off, right? And some of you definitely need to feel like you need to be on top of your game again. Some of you may have lost a step. I have a feeling as well, there could be people that are holding on to ideas too tightly, and they're not allowing themselves to expand or to move about freely. It's almost like, if you can't have a job in your current location, somebody might be refusing to move elsewhere in order to find that job, right? Or it's like you see something and you get an interview, but it's like 300 or 400 miles away, and you're like, well, how can I ever get there? How am I ever going to make that work? Where it's like we almost need to go back to the very basics, Libra. If you're struggling with this, my heart goes out to you. But we need to go back to the very basics. Sometimes we have trouble starting over or starting fresh, starting anew, when we cling to what little we have left of what's gotten us. Like, say we've been scraping by paycheck to paycheck, right? Well, and this other part of you in the wish fulfillment is like, well, what the hell? When does it stop? When does it become worthwhile? And the answer for this one really is, with this 4 Pentacles reversed, is that we have to let go. We have to let go to this idea that, our survival is based here on the dollar bill. Some of you may have even gone through certain periods of times where you've maybe even burnt a few bridges with people or with relationships, and now you've like been so super independent for so long. And then as soon as trouble comes, it's like, well, who do we turn to? Who can we rely on? And maybe there's nobody there at present time. And that's a tough energy to be in, Libra. I'm not going to lie. And so 4 Pentacles is saying we really have to reach out. We may need to look out into the community, and we may need to just let go of certain ideas that, XYZ means everything. And, I have to bring that with me wherever I go, and maybe that's just not true, right? I'm not sure how that's hitting or why that's hitting, but looking at these clarifiers, like now we're into more 5s here. We've got 5 of Wands up here. maybe the position that you're qualified for, maybe there's a lot of competition surrounding the positions that you've been applying for. If you've been looking for work, maybe there are a lot of hands in your pocketbook. Maybe you're trying to like rob Peter to pay Paul, or maybe you just got a lot of kids to feed at the end of the day, and maybe like there isn't alimony isn't coming in, or child support payments may not be coming in, or a situation where like somebody may just be refusing to help you, and somebody may just not be wanting to help you. So with these fives here, it's really saying the onus is on you to kind of transform, to become a new person, to let go of any idea or conditioned notion, stipulation that you may have that things have to be a certain way, that you've been locked into this, whatever it may be. And I know it's easier said than done as a reader saying you need to go out and do that. Well, you're like, hell, that's a scary thought. This is all that I have, right? And this guy's telling me I have to let go of it. Well, yes and no to a point. It's just like when we're evaluating these things at night, when we're looking for our big break, we kind of have to get into the gap. We kind of have to forget about our past experiences and about what little we have in order so that we can really see the dawn of a new day for what it is, right? The new opportunity that might be there. Some of you, I feel, may have just been like even sitting on skills that have been laying dormant for a number of years that you haven't really tapped into, you haven't used, you haven't thought about, that sort of thing. And as well, this could be a relationship. This could be a person that you haven't thought about, or a person that, a lot of you could be just checking this out and really concerned for somebody that is in this situation, I feel, as well. In these general readings, I can definitely go that way. Like I'm picking up on your concern for another, right? And then you being Libra, you sort of being fair and wanting to remain balanced, right? And it's funny because earlier in this year, I remember reading for you, there were a lot of pentacles up. And then things in the last month kind of shifted more so over to the emotional side of things. You guys were pulling a lot of cups. The readings were going more to a romantic direction. And it was kind of like, well, I wonder where Libra was. It's like, are they pursuing their careers, their goals, their ambitions, their monies, or really are they taking time out to be in love, right? And some of you might have taken a risk. Some of you might have even changed locations to maybe move in with somebody or try to start a new life with somebody, and it just didn't pan out. And now you're kind of having to gather things up, feeling like a little bit like shirked, or like this person might have kind of taken you for granted or taken advantage of you as well. And now you're like kind of picking up the pieces from that, so to speak. You may have just like maybe invested in the wrong person for the wrong reasons, kind of thing. And it's not like I don't really see like anybody getting intentionally scammed with these cards, but I also get the feeling like somebody might have played on your emotions to get into your purse strings here, right? And there could be like a number of people that are involved, right? So interesting. These cards are tough to see into. I'm not going to lie, Libra. I am struggling through this reading. Okay, up in the heart of heart, we have got Emperor, and the Emperor card is reversed. So you guys know what's true in your heart. A complete mismanagement or allocation of your energies, right? What are we investing our time in? What are we investing our money in? What are we investing our energy in? And somewhere in your heart, the Emperor is saying that it's just not what it may originally have been cracked up to be. It's like playing with a cat and a balloon. Like, they're both fun to play with, but not at the same time, kind of thing. Like, what good is going to come of that? The balloon's going to pop and the cat's going to run away, and then you're left with nothing, kind of thing, right? The Emperor is saying we have to manage what we're doing a little bit more efficiently, and a reminder that, certain things that aren't meant to match will maybe never match, right? We have to kind of be testing the chemistry with our energies, so to speak, where it's like, does it feel right? Does what you're doing feel right to you? This is like, because we've got this Four of Pentacles reverse up in our gut instinct. Obviously, you're feeling like, oh, there's lack here. We've got lack mentality across all three of the lower chakras. The overall energy, we have victory, but it's almost like, well, are some of you like just kind of have some money, but you're unwilling to spend it? Or have some of you, the lack mentality is maybe taken over, where you're like, oh, poor me, like I'm never going to amount to anything. And then that sort of feeling has set set in where it's like now your higher self is calling you and saying, that's not right, Libra. That's not right. You need to manage your energies. You need to get in touch with your higher self. You need to get in touch with these angels and these spirit guides that are looking after you and trying to direct you into a better place. Look for signs, look for signals through peoples, through opportunities, through where your daily life takes you that, is, if it's different, it's almost like if it's different or if it seems like a challenge to you right now, Libra, that's the way you need to go, right? Because that is kind of like you've exhausted yourself in doing with what you've been doing already, right? The 4 and 5 Pentacles will not lie about that, right? And the Emperor reverse is just saying there's just been a complete misallocation of self. Like you've physically, mentally, emotionally, like have gone the wrong direction over something, all right? Now, this reading is not going to resonate with every Libra that's out there. As always, check your moon and ascendant signs. But we ask for healing energy. We ask for what are the stuck energies, right? And the tarot will answer, right? It will absolutely tell you straight up, like these readings are the people that are definitely are going to need it, right? Now, here's the message, and we've come across the Eight of Swords here, and rightly so, right? The Emperor is kind of like saying, here's some cards to show you what I'm talking about, right? The woe is me, the lack mentality, the things have always been a certain way, therefore they must always be a certain way, and oh dear God, it hurts, and oh dear God, poor me, and oh, if only, I would have had a better parents or a better upbringing, or if only, right? And it's like this kind of victim mentality is what's not allowing you to get out of this lack mentality. It's like it's victimhood, it's lack, it's like somebody refusing to be that proverbial phoenix rising out of the ashes. It's almost like some of you would just rather painstakingly wallow and accept, right, rather than sort of get this Page of Wands working for you. What inspires you, Libra? What makes you get out of bed in the morning? What floats your boat? What turns your crank? What turns you on? What gets it done for you? Figure that out. Is it something you're afraid that other people may not accept? Is it something that you think other people might judge you for? Is asking for some outside help just like, is it a situation of just needing to swallow your pride? Or is it a situation where maybe you're just not at that point of self yet, where you're like wanting to admit to yourself, like, okay, maybe I fucked up. Maybe I screwed up, right? But it doesn't mean the end of the world. And I know, like, everybody goes through it, Libra, and I don't mean to pick on you. These cards are coming up harsh, and I have to let you know, right? Like, everybody goes through that where it's like, it takes them a long time to see the rooster for the morning sun, right? No, that was a completely wrong analogy. What am I looking for? To see the forest for the trees, right? It's like, be aware of your higher self. Be aware of your attention and your intention and how you set them and how it directly mirrors your outside world. If you tell myself, well, I've never amounted to anything, so, it must mean I'm no good. Well, what does that do for your future? It completely makes it dry up, right? That's what, it's almost like, well, I've never amounted to anything, but God damn it, today is a brand new day, and I'm gonna amount to something today. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and become president of Uruguay or something like that, right? You take those small victories, you write down and there's that word, is small victories, right? We got the 6 of Wands. Whatever it is, like I always tell this to one of my loved ones. I said, as long as you do one responsible thing per day, you have in essence been victorious over something, and tomorrow's going to get easier. The thing you have to do tomorrow will eventually get easier as long as you're doing that one responsible thing for you each and every day. And sometimes you have to kind of set it out the day before. You're going to have to say, all right, well, maybe I am going to try applying down at that other job, but, all my friends are going to laugh at me. They're all going to think, oh, what a failure. That you can't hang out with us on the weekend because you know what? You went and took a job at Burger King or whatever it might be, right? And, maybe in the meantime, you're like running out of, inheritance or food stamps or whatever it may be, and you kind of actually have to go and do that. And some of you might even want to keep it a secret, right? But the Emperor definitely in the heart of hearts is saying, let's take care of ourselves. Let's manage our self-love appropriately. Let's not ignore it anymore. Let's not disregard it anymore. And remember that we are much more than our bank accounts, than our bottom lines, than where we have to be 9 to 5. We are much more than that. Sometimes we just have to get in there and do it. And there could be more exciting messages that come from doing it. It's almost like, Libra, the feeling is that somebody's written something off as just being like a totally awful experience. And maybe they haven't tried it yet. Maybe they are just refusing to see it, right? They're just saying, well, that's awful because that's what they've been told, that it's awful, right? But how do they know? Maybe some of you have just been run into like larger adversities, and now you're forced to adjust your life, to change your life as a result of it. And some of you are struggling to do so. But Libra, it's going to be okay. And my heart goes out to you. Let's see what's up in these top 3 chakras, starting off in communication. King of Pentacles, more pentacles. All right, so let's externalize because we're looking for a little bit of help here. Let's see this as a person in our environment. This could be a fatherly figure with someone with a lot of earth in their chart, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. This is somebody we might be able to ask for a bit of a loan from. This is somebody that we can talk to as well. This could be debt counseling for some people. And as well, this could be somebody that we may have neglected a friendship with, or like I said, this situation where it was a little bit defensive and there was maybe some standing up going on a little bit. These certain things may need to be aired with this person as well. And for those of you following the plot line where maybe you invested a lot in somebody and they just took, maybe you need to talk to this person to sort of get back to a level playing field. If we're looking at King of Pentacles as an outside person, talking to the King of Pentacles is really, it's not that tricky, right? Libra, for you guys, you're a very fair sign, and the King of Pentacles will always engage in conversation and teamwork as long as it's something that's mutually beneficial to them. Like, I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back kind of thing. And then you can usually get King of Pentacles on your side and working for you. Okay? If we want to internalize King of Pentacles, this is it. Tell yourself, where do I see myself in 5 years? Where do I see myself in a year? Where do I see myself in 2 weeks, right? And bring it and break it back on down for that. Each day you're kind of living like the King of Pentacles. Remember what little we have and we say we got to let go of it? Well, we let go of it to the point where we can appreciate it, right? Where it's like you're just about to throw it out or be like, I'm done with this. Where it's like, well, maybe we have something great here. Maybe we do need to be grateful and thank our spirit guides and our angels. The fact that we have clean water, the fact that we have a nice clean bed to sleep on, things like that. And then putting ourselves in that position of gratitude and thankfulness and gratefulness will start to bring additional blessings along their way, because the King of Pentacles says there's no reward or no riches to be had unless we can recognize all the way down to our health, our breathing, our food, our clean water. And once we're in appreciation, we have all those things, then those additional blessings can come in. So maybe this lack mentality that we're seeing down here is just like somebody that needs to definitely be a little bit more appreciative of the smaller things. I'm not accusing you of anything, Libra. You could be helping somebody go through this. So it could be just something for people to help tell others or remind others, especially for if somebody has been into your pocketbook a little bit too much, it might be just time to show them the blessing that you are in their life, right, so to speak, by sometimes maybe removing it for a while. It's the things that we take for granted that end up blocking future blessings, okay? And there's no bones about it. It's hands down. That's the way of things, right? King of Pentacles. All right, let's have a look at our third eye. King of Wands reverse. Okay, here we are up this side of things. We've got more mismanagement, right? King of Wands reverse is somebody that is completely off their rocker in terms of getting things done, getting a good plan in action, having the right ideas at the right time. This is somebody that is definitely could be doing more with their day or more with their resources in order for a better outcome. And we see it here in these lower cards. Let's externalize again, because now we've got two kings that are up here. If we want to externalize the King of Wands, This is that or externalized. This could be somebody here for you that you may just need to approach them and say, you know what, I need a raise, or you know what, this might be just a filthy type boss, and you may just kind of have to say to yourself, well, it might only be for a little while, but if I do it, if I get through it, then I can at least get some more pay for another day, and be able to research getting away from this kind of energy. King of Wands reverse is an energy like I would tend to flee from. I would tend to say, like, if you're stuck with a poor boss, a poor manager, or if you're just kind of like not that kind of person to say like, I need another person in my life to be happy. I can't do it on my own. That kind of thing. The King of Wands is more just like almost kind of saying like, you can't do it, there's no way you can do it. And sometimes family can be the most guilty of this, of everybody. It's like, you want to go and do something, and they're the ones that are saying, oh no, you'll never be successful at that. Oh no, that can't work for you. Oh no, just because they don't understand perhaps, or there's something that they don't see that you do. All right. So this showing up in our pineal center, in our third eye, what I want to say to this is that we need to do some wishful thinking. We need to do some effective faith practices. We have to have faith that things will come. When what goes up must come down, and there cannot be lack without abundance. There cannot be abundance without lack, and it doesn't have to come back to money, but it's just one of those things where it's like, you kind of have to be able to see like, you spend some time at the top, you spend some time at the bottom, and that's kind of the way it is for everybody, right? Oh my goodness. So as for clarity, all right, some of you might be dealing with a fire sign that you are enabling them. They have addiction issues, or this is somebody that has hurt you in the past that has caused all of this. And your third eye, there's healing that needs to take place here for this King of, to almost like maybe forgive this person, or to get this person out of your life, free yourself from bondage from this fire sign. This is Aries, or this is Leo, or possibly Sagittarius, right? This card is saying that nothing healthy or helpful can come from clinging to your idea of this person or this situation in which they have left you. It's almost like a clean break is needed, and it comes at like not thinking about them when you are at your rest time. You need to keep your hands busy. You need to keep your mind busy, Libra. You can't spend a lot of time thinking about this person if it's in the past, or even if this person is in the present and their addiction is affecting you, or your addiction is maybe causing you to mismanage your time and your resources. We need to find a way to get out of that. So I'm going to suggest faith, I'm going to suggest prayer, and I'm going to suggest just finding that place of stillness and getting in touch with your higher self, because this is a tough energy to see. I was struggling through this reading earlier, and the cards have not come any better. Thank goodness this Six of Wands is up in the overall energy, because even though it's a lower pip, this is the card of victory. This is the card saying you'll be able to come through. You'll be able to be victorious in this situation. Just stay grounded and keep it like on that old AA program of like one day at a time sort of thing, right? Where it's like, if you can make it through a day, you can make it through a week. You make it through a week, and so on, etc. You get it, right? That sort of thing. All right, Libra, that's tough. Let's see what's in from Crown Chakra. Four of Cups reversed. Okay, like I said, let's avoid idle hands. Let's avoid boredom. Let's avoid the doldrums. Let's catch ourselves before we get in too deep with our thoughts and our feelings and wasting our time, whatever that might be, right? You are more important. You're more precious than that, right? Four of Cups is saying there needs to be a realization of self-worth before we move forward, before the next best thing, or before recovery. Our health is beginning with this, right? And now I'm kind of seeing it with here. We've got sort of the inset and the outset of what is going on here. We have our life, then we have our dream life, right? We have our Honda Civic, we have our Lamborghini, that kind of. How do we get from there to here, right? And here to there. So for that, it never happens overnight. A lot of you know that, right? I don't have to beat it to a dead horse. But let's keep busy. Let's keep our mind busy. Let's keep our hands busy. Almost, Libra, if you know a relationship is unhealthy, maybe let's just disappear. Spend some time at the community library if you have to. Research, whatever it takes to get you out of unhealthy things and out of time wasting and into productivity and into feeling good about yourself and your creative processes is what it's going to take. And we're just going to get one takeaway message. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad because these cards have come up so shitty, Libra. I don't know what you guys have been doing, and I'm hoping that this helps and this is going to give somebody the boost they need in the right direction. Feel free to give this video a thumbs down if it didn't resonate. I totally get it, right? Nobody wants to hear bad news. Nobody wants me to tell them they're wasting their time and that their life could be this way or that way or the other way or better, right? So that's just the way of it. Oh my goodness. This card came for one of the other signs too. This is card number 36 from Wisdom of the Oracle. And it's called Come to the Edge. Kind of, you can see, I'll just move it a little closer for you guys. See someone dancing on a bit of like a land bridge there, and they've given their heart, their love away, and they're kind of like, definitely like the card says, they're living on the edge. And I'm just going to read from this because I want you guys to get the message that was created with this card from it, just because I won't lie, I struggled through this reading. There was so many bummers and downers here that I could not see that much into what everybody was dealing with. All right, so facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. It's scary to be truly intimate with someone and allow them to see all of you, especially the parts of you that you have kept hidden and protected. Now is the time to take that risk and let yourself be seen, truly seen. It's important that you speak up, voice what you need, state who you are, and say what you hope for. This is not the time to play it safe, but to take a leap of faith. You will be glad that you did. If you're seeking a relationship, the same applies. Take one step towards the goals, and the goal will truly deliver what you desire. Okay? So the written message behind this card that fell out is what we were trying to drive home, and what I've been having a lot of trouble doing so, driving home, because it's tricky to tell someone to go out on that proverbial limb and to let go of all that fear, especially when we see it in the form of pentacles and our security, right, and our time. That is so unnerving. All right, but Libra, we got through the reading, so we can get through the next 2 weeks, and you know what? We're going to put in a lot of work and do it so that, you know, we come out on top on the other end. Let this Six of Wands, anytime you guys hear the word victory, hear of victory, anything like that, I want it to almost be like a trigger for you guys to be like, you know what? I'm a winner too. I'm victorious. I'm on the up and up, on the fast track now. Okay, Libra, love you lots. We'll see you next time.